Hello and welcome. My name is Janae Sansaray. I came into this realm for a bit with some gifts. I am an Akashic Records librarian, able to read energy in the quantum space of all that is. I believe I chose to be here to assist and participate in the greatest higher dimensional shift we are all going through in the history of planet Earth. It's so exciting. If you want to learn more about me, I have put my website link in the description below. All right, let's get to it and enjoy this.
Oh,
All right. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Janae Sansaray, and my channel is Janae Sansaray. And today me and my team that you see behind me, my invisible team, have an amazing guest on today. My good friend, Caitlin. We've done videos before and gone over some, menopausal stuff, and we kind of touched base on the biogeometry, which we're going to do today. But first, I'm going to let Caitlin tell us a bit about yourself.
um, thanks, Jamae, for having me. I am a midlife mermaid. I am a jeweler for over 25 years and stepping into the energy fields, working with my ancestors and my spirit guides, and here and working with the tools of alchemy
Mm.
to help um, to help heal and raise the vibration on the
Yeah.
land and the body. So that's me.
I love it. And we're going to dive into how you do that, with the going in deep into what biogeometry is, how you can heal with energy in the body and environment. But first, I want to quickly touch on the jewelry that you make. You make amazing pieces like amulets, rings, all like sorts of, you do these beautiful, you do the little smile necklaces. I just love. I've always loved your jewelry. And so I finally was able to, we did a session and it was amazing, and you tuned in with me, and then we came up with a ring. And this ring just, and there's stamps on the other side of the ring that just, I just feel like a full channel, and that was the purpose of the ring, is to enhance my channeling. And it has a moonstone, abalone, and silver. And then you stamped on the back the eye of Ra, the feather of Isis, and one other one.
I stamped the Eye of Horus,
Eye of
the
Horus.
feather the feather of Mott,
Okay.
which is all about having your heart be lighter than a feather.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Eye of Horus, the whole eye symbolism is like the birth of creation, basically. It's like the slit that is created in the fabric of creation that creates a portal that creates this eye. So
Okay.
that is kind
Yeah.
of where that symbolism comes from.
Right.
And then the Ankh, which is a symbol for the male female unity, and the life force energy.
I love it.
So yeah,
Awesome.
I put those on there along with some triangles, and I put a trine on there, a triangle, because you have a grand trine in air,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a big part of your power because the air is what has the all the connection to the higher realms in your channeling.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that's right. Yeah, because I
glad
was
you like
connected with the triangle. So powerful. I should know all the Egyptian symbols because I did have a lifetime there, but I don't. And I've studied it too. I've studied everything that you just went over. I'm like, oh yeah. So thank you for
well,
explaining that.
yeah, because there's different interpretations for those symbols too, but basically
Okay.
they were tools of alchemy.
Yeah.
So the symbols created the alchemical effect. So, and it's interesting to see, like when you go there on the different temple walls, and you'll see the ankh. The ankh is being like fed into the mouth of a being,
Yeah.
one of the nectars. So it's like these initiations, or the ankh is floating all around. There's like many ankhs, like in a rainbow going around. So it's just like interesting to see how they use the tools and how they showed how they were increasing life force
Mm-hmm.
using that.
Using
That
that symbol. Well,
powerful.
I can feel it. Yeah, because I actually was gonna get a tattoo of it a long, long time ago, and I know people have them out there. But when I did do my research on all the Egyptian symbols, because I feel so connected with that, I think I remember it being a protective symbol as well, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
goes in hand with what you're saying. It's like the life force, but also protects
Yeah,
our life force. Yeah, beautiful.
yeah, and it's really it's challenging because these symbols have been hijacked by the dark too.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
it's all about kind of reclaiming these symbols for
I
good.
glad you said that because I just makes me mad because I'll know like
Yeah,
numbers. There's numbers that are really good that they've hijacked. Yeah, there's symbols that they've
yeah.
hijacked and because they inverted everything. And so my mantra is invert the inverts. So we're taking it back. We're invert those inverts. So
The
uh
in
so
Sure.
you guys can
Yeah,
there. But it's true because these symbols
it's
now
true.
are feared through like a majority
Yeah,
of people out there, but they're that don't fear them. And anyway, that's a whole nother
one of them one of them is the pentagram. The
yeah,
pentagram is such a powerful shape,
yeah, that's right.
and it really the power is in all the angles that are created from the five pointed
Mm,
star.
mm-hmm,
So the pentagram in biogeometry, Ibrahim Karim did a lot of work on these sacred symbols to see what their effects were, and it protects your emotional energy.
yeah,
So it protects you from psychic attack as well. So it's a
right,
really interesting symbol that is just kind of associated with the Goths and
yeah,
pagan rituals and all that. But really, I mean, you can use this shape to protect you.
yeah. Well, and they knew that. So what do and so we've been duped with our own how we can work with our own energy and divine information that comes through, yeah, through all these
Yeah,
symbols, yeah. And I love,
yeah,
yeah, the bio geometry is just fascinating. I was just reading. I mean, you've taught me a lot and have done work on me, which has been fantastic. I feel it every time. And yeah, and then now diving a little deeper, doing my little research before our interview here. I was like, oh, this is just really, really cool. So let's get into it. So the first question is, what is biogeometry?
biogeometry is the measurement of life force energy. So, and it's all subtle energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that is measured with an electronic tool. It stems from um, radiesthesia, which is the measuring of subtle energy
Mm-hmm.
through like using pendulums and things like that. Different tools that can measure subtle energy. It comes originally from dowsing. So
Okay.
how they would douse in Egypt, they would after the Nile floods, they'd have to redraw the lines of the properties. So it was, used to find water. They would use the dowsing sticks and work with the energy lines of the earth, and they could redraw these lines. So it's a way of detecting subtle energy
Mm-hmm.
through the use of these tools that the founder of biogeometry, Ibrahim Karim, has been working to create these tools that can measure for like 45 years. So he's done his research extensively on it, and given all the French research from all these researchers in France that had a whole school there, and they did a lot of work measuring these subtle energies. So he took that, he was given all that information, which originally came from Egypt. And so he was able to bring it back to Egypt and develop it further.
Yeah,
And
because this is ancient. This is how civilizations actually lived their life through. I mean, he's named it biogeometry, but I'm sure it was named maybe something else back in ancient times. But this is, I wrote notes down of what they, in ancient societies, they used to measure through the shapes, the human energy system. That's why we see so many hieroglyphics. Is that right? Do you think that's why
I mean, it's alchemy. So, the ancients, they built their structures, they worked with the energy lines of the land, they worked with the proper shape and number, like how many windows, how many arches, domes, pyramids. They worked with that. Even how they designed a city was all working with the energy lines of the earth.
Yeah.
And they would never put a structure, on lines that were harmful. They would always adjust it. Like the Great Pyramid has 8 sides, and a lot of people don't know that. And it was discovered later. If they didn't indent the sides slightly, it would have a harmful effect, because actually there's an intersection of many lines underneath the Great Pyramid. Right. So Abraham Karim talks about this because he was an architect. He's well versed in ancient architecture as well. His father was involved in that. So he really started to understand, like, what is the energy that exists at sacred sites? What is this energy that heals people, that heals, the body and the land, and people are drawn to it and they build on top of it. The mosque, it's on top of an ancient structure and a more ancient structure. So, and it's like on these same lines, because these lines together with the structure are giving like this high vibrational energy. And he started to figure out what those, instead of focusing on the harmful energies, he started to figure out what is the energies, qualities that exist in these sacred sites. And then he began to recreate them in tools and like recreate like how to add more a high vibration to the body and to the home,
Well,
so
he's described it as opening up like a door, like a vortex to those higher dimensions. Is that right? When I was doing, so like what you're talking about, all the shapes and connecting, said those are, so with the positive energy and those ley lines and shapes, you're opening up the portal to the higher dimensions to bring in that healing frequency to help the body balance out. Is that right?
And it's the subtle energy is these different dimensions are the physical, vital, emotional, spiritual.
Right.
What's the other one? Vital, spiritual. I'm forgetting one. Physical, vital, emotional, spiritual. There's 5.
Okay.
I can't remember what. Mental. Done.
Mental.
Mental.
You don't want to go into mental.
Get about the mental.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's different planes of nature that everything is interacting with.
Right.
So this can be looked at as different places.
And he figured out how to measure that, which is fascinating.
Yeah. Well, he already had a lot of information about measuring the different subtle energy qualities. So, and then the key is like he figured out this like core for the sacred sites, like, because it's and there he uses a quality of color. So it's the higher harmonic of this horizontal negative green. which is like, if you look through a prism, it creates this light band, a
Okay.
rainbow effect. And so there's these different colors, and there are different color qualities like ultraviolet, infrared, all these different qualities. So the sacred side energy had the higher harmonic of gold, the higher harmonic of ultraviolet, and the higher harmonic of this horizontal negative green. Now it sounds negative because it's negative green, but it's actually not. Vertical negative green is the harmful one.
Okay.
And then yeah, so he was able to figure out these three components and then recreate it
Okay.
through tools. Yeah, so it's
It's
it's deep stuff.
amazing. It's deep because everything is energy. Yeah, it's deep stuff.
Everything is energy.
Everything is energy. So he figured out like how to measure it, read it, and help other even through long distance because you're able to, just with my own
Yeah,
personal experience, help me with some issues in my body. And it was like instant. I was like, oh my God, yes. But I'm
yeah,
super aware of my energy and subtleties in my body. So, and then you're so good and powerful with your energy and what you're doing because you're so good at it. So it was just instant. So yeah, so it's amazing that
yeah,
he figured all of this out and it works.
yeah.
So,
It really works. I mean, things that he has done
yeah.
with this, just even using number combinations and shapes,
Mm-hmm.
are incredible. I mean, a whole town in Germany was suffering from electrosmog when they added a cell phone tower to the
Wow.
church,
Yeah.
the center of the town. And this town is a rural town, but
Yeah.
because the energy lines have a certain quality underneath mixing with water,
Right.
then they added this other effect that just pushed everybody's subtle energy over the line where they weren't sleeping. They were sleeping in the root cellars. Kids were having epilepsy, epileptic attacks. I mean, all the animals went away, like certain animals weren't
Right.
reproducing, all that stuff. And he came in, they actually hired him, which was amazing that the telecom, company brought him in. This is like
Oh
in
wow.
2008, I believe.
Okay.
And they put certain shapes on the tower and
Mm.
on the houses, and it was like an complete improvement. And like the
Wow.
the bats came back, these certain
Oh
birds, migrating
yeah.
birds came back. The cows were reproducing again.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
such an overload. And this is the whole thing with this electrosmog.
That's what I was
It's
gonna
like
ask. Yeah.
it's the earth energies
Mm-hmm.
mixed with the environmental
Mm-hmm.
energies mixed with the electric energies. So everything is mixing. There
Yeah.
is not a separation of like, oh, this will be
Yeah.
over here, this will be over
Yeah.
here. So the mixing, you can get something that'll push the energy over, and it's just like, oh my God, it's electrosmog, and people
Yeah.
can't think. They're like,
Right.
everybody's like brain fog. Well, we have brain fog because we're just like around these devices
Yeah.
constantly. So, I
Constantly.
mean, there is an effect
Yeah.
of all this electronic stuff, but
It's
it mixes with
everywhere.
everything.
It
There's no
makes
isolating,
no.
right?
And then it can be well, it is. It's like that example. It's harmful for our bodies. And so it's having these kind of tools to help our bodies stay in its harmonic state without allowing those other mixed, dirty frequencies, EMFs into our space. So, and that's, I see you. Yeah. Cause I was going to ask, like, so how do we deal with the stronger EMFs that our bodies can't handle? And I see maybe one of them is your necklace.
Yeah, I mean, he's made jewelry that you can
Mm-hmm.
wear that will protect you.
Yeah,
Um, Also, like in the home, I mean, the whole thing is to harmonize with
that's
the
right.
electric. You're not pushing it away. You're
Right.
not
Right.
you're changing it. You're
Yeah.
changing the energy of it
Mm-hmm.
using a shape or using a number combination.
Right.
So he's made these like little like plastic tabs that, because the other thing is, and this is big with energy, is impregnation.
Right.
Everything impregnates.
Yeah.
So like when everything starts to get dusty in your house and you need to clean,
Yeah.
there's a dull effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's impregnation.
Yeah.
So you clean it off, and then it has this vital
Mm-hmm.
energy again.
Yep.
So everything gets impregnated. So we're
Right.
all in this field of energy. It's all interacting.
The
So
toroidal, is that what it's
the
called?
toroidal field, the energy field, and the ancients referred to it as
The
the
net.
net of energy. In the Indian, it's the web. It's like this
Merkaba,
web of
is that the
energy.
same thing?
Yeah.
Too. Okay.
Merkaba, yeah.
Is
But
that
it's just
yeah,
it's all one.
it's all
We're
one.
all, yeah. So
Right.
it's like a field, everything's being affected. So
Mm-hmm.
he's created tools that don't impregnate. So,
Yeah.
you can put on your electric panel this combination, and you really want someone to measure with a pendulum to see what number combination works best
Mm-hmm.
to get the highest
Yeah.
correction. But you could also just get it and put it on the electric one and put it on your electric panel, and it would change the energy. But really you want the highest effect. So you want
Right.
the right number combination that gives the greatest spin to the
And is it just
pendulum.
numbers or is it shapes too? Like all,
Shapes and numbers.
okay.
So it uses a combination of shapes and numbers and color, actually.
Okay.
So color, you can do a whole thing with color too, color
Okay.
balancing.
Right.
But there's these certain shapes, like he's created this shape called an L90. And I don't know if I could show if it, I guess
And
it
when you say
really won't
electric
fit.
box, so like, and this is for your house because we have these smart
Yeah.
meters that are bombarding us and people have gotten sick and didn't know what it was. And so if you don't know already, the electric company came and changed out all your electric panels, like where they takes, it reads your electricity, and put these smart meters that is horrible, dirty EMFs coming in at a higher just bombarding the house. And so he's created a strip that you can put on, that is what you're saying, right? So like on the smart meter, you put this plastic strip, and I'm sure it's recycled plastic, right? And so with
I don't know.
with with numbers and shapes, with just numbers
Yeah,
and that one, right?
it has like little notches on it
That's
that
right.
coordinate, because
Okay.
it's the notches, it's a quality of number. So
Okay.
16 is one of the numbers. 16 is
Okay.
one of the first sacred numbers that
Okay.
creates this. He found out which numbers create this high vibrational energy. 16 is one, 19 is the next one. It goes on and on to like 99. There's many numbers you can use.
And what
So yeah,
it'll do
he
is
has
it'll
certain tools.
okay. And so what it'll do with that smart meter dirty energy, just by putting that on the smart meter, it will like create a vortex energy, like to transmute that dirty frequency and change it into a harmonic frequency. Correct? Am I saying that right?
Well, the issue with electric is it doesn't have the same energy as natural energy in our environment. So electric has like a different wave. It has a vertical wave versus we resonate with horizontal waves. Earth
Mm,
energies are horizontal. Um,
okay.
Natural environment is more horizontal. And so you get electric energy, it's vertical, and
Okay.
it's kind of like some people describe it like it's like little pinches on the body when they're in so much electric and they're sensitive to it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
feels like something is like poking at
Yeah.
them, or it's like an agitated.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's what it does is the number combination changes and kind of makes it more it changes the harmony,
Yeah.
makes it more harmonious with our system, with our bodies.
Because you mentioned
So
impregnation, so it's just going to make it more hormone, like when It changes that frequency from being a lower frequency that's harmful to our bodies when it impregnates us with that energy, and it changes it so it's more harmonious in our bodies, so we don't get ailments.
Yes. So it's like an alchemy. It's an alchemical way of working with, and the whole idea with it, he created a home kit. I have it in my home. I love it. People love the energy here when they come here because it's all vibrating at this high frequency energy, because all the windows, places where you lose energy, is windows,
Okay.
mirrors, the
Right.
energy key of a room. You can balance that out using these tools. And the idea is that you have a layered effect. You got it on your Wi-Fi router, you got it on your electric power strips, you got it on your windows, and you got it on, all the things that create energy loss, a loss of energy in your body. And it just ends up giving you more life force, because that's the whole thing with the sacred power spots. It gives you life force.
Yeah.
So instead of having these leaks, and this kind of gets into like what the root of feng shui is, what the
That's
root of some of the,
ask about that. Yeah.
and like even voodoo, like what the root of voodoo is. It's like that's where I can measure you from a photo.
Yeah.
And I can read all your systems, because we have these, this is all, we have all this information
Yeah.
that can be utilized.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
the whole thing with his the home kit is there's a layering of tools, and sometimes you're dealing with toxic energy lines underneath in the earth.
Yeah.
So it's like it also can neutralize that
That's really
with
cool.
number, or there's certain ways you can detect them and then change it. So it's really helped people who have like a weird crossing underneath their beds and they don't sleep well,
Right.
and then it'll change that. And there'll be, I've done a house where it was a rounded house with a tree in the center,
Oh,
but it had all sliding glass windows in on the inner and the
wow.
outer, which it just, you think it'd be great and high vibrational, but it was like, and also the smart meter was between the bedrooms,
Oh man.
right?
Yeah.
I know. So you think with the rounded house, it would be, a good shape. But again, you got to work with the energy lines that are there, and then the electric, everything is a part of it.
Everything. Yeah.
So by having the tree in the center, and having that high vibrational, the house was really, and the people there were like, oh my God, we're so irritated when we're here, even though it's so beautiful. And like,
Oh
but
man.
as soon as
Yeah.
I put that panel, I corrected that panel, it was like I watched my friend just like relax and be like,
Oh,
oh,
it's
get out her
amazing.
yoga mat, and like,
Oh,
and it was
I love
like
it.
it
That's
just like changed,
yeah.
it changed things.
Change
So
it. Well, it changed
yeah,
well, like he had explained, it opens up that doorway to the more harmonic frequencies, the higher frequencies. So it's like,
yeah,
yeah, it corrected the lower vibrational frequencies that are
yeah,
harmful. Yeah. And those
yeah,
can just be that subtle where you're just slightly agitated and you don't know why. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've witnessed when I go places that have a lot of EMFs, like family, like my brother, I should say. He's a tech guy. He's got a lot of high speed internet, all that, and then all the kids have all their things, and it's just like all that
Yeah,
creates, and they're just constantly,
it's
and they're
yeah,
just, and then it's really hard. I think,
yeah. That is.
and
No, it is
people
if
don't.
you're not correcting it. If you're not, yeah, making it and unfortunately, I believe hopefully one day we can have these. I just, because we're dealing with the darker forces. So they've actually created them to be lower frequency. Then that's a whole nother uh Zoom talk. But
Well,
I
here's the thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. It's like they have created all these electronics
Yeah.
without the human energy system in mind,
Right. Yeah.
because it's super complicated,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like these cordless earbuds, they tested them on like potatoes. They
Oh yeah.
don't they
There's
don't test them on the human energy system. And people
yeah,
just think they're safe because they're being put out there. They're not safe.
not safe.
They're not,
Really
you
frying your
know,
brain. So because
yeah,
I
it's like
do a lot of energy
everything
work.
remote
Yeah.
is
I love my earbuds.
is
So I just, I will, but I do a lot of energy work myself and healing and all of that. So I will imagine creating the higher frequency in those earbuds so it won't affect me in a negative way in my body. Yeah, but I know that there's probably biogeometry that we could do with those earbuds as well. But yeah, but I feel like they were made to actually really have a negative effect on our bodies, all these electronics. But hopefully one day, because I feel like they can be made in a way that it is harmonious with our bodies, the technology. So hopefully one day. But until then, we can.
well, that's his whole thing, is like you can put, I have this thing on my phone. It has some shapes on it and it helps change the frequency
Yeah, that's
of, you know, so
amazing.
it's like it's here
Yeah, it's here.
already.
It's
We
here.
just
Yeah, I
have
have
to apply it.
one of those things on mine. Yeah. Oh, so yeah,
So,
super healthy.
but also
Yeah,
just know that, I mean, we have different tolerances, of course. Some people cannot tolerate
right.
those things at all.
Yeah.
Others,
Yeah.
I just keep the wired ones because it doesn't bother me. I just have wires, So, but some of these other things, where you're having people want everything connected to their phones to lower the shades in the house and things like that. I mean, you got to really think about when you're
Mhm.
using stuff like that, is it necessary
Right.
to have all
Yeah.
remote,
Right. Oh yeah, all that. Yeah.
So
The
there's ways we can just,
mm,
work with it and
definitely.
not
So
have,
it's not
not keep
harmful.
adding. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so and that's yeah, so it's just those shapes are like, yeah, really important. Like you said, you have one on your phone. Um and then you have that the circle, what kind of shape the because I always love that necklace. So that's one of the pieces that you
Yeah.
got
So
on
this,
the website.
yeah, he makes a ring,
Okay.
and there's also the L shape. I don't have it, but it's that protects your
Okay.
emotional energy. It's just like a corrected 90-degree angle, because we also are more disturbed with 90-degree angles. And he really found like autistic kids have this. So they
Mm,
created like a certain shape of a classroom
okay.
and did a whole test, to see how kids responded.
Yeah.
Autistic kids responded to these different shapes, because I mean, we're actually all kind of bothered by 90-degree angles, but we don't really know it. But that's why some of these structures, like the dome shapes, and that they created this um, alternative to the structure of the 90-degree angle.
Right. Okay.
So he had this 90-degree angle pendant you could wear that protects your emotional energy. These have tons of little signatures, for the spine, for the lungs, for the kidney, they're all like tiny little versions of them. And so when I wear it, it's in my energy system, and it
Yeah,
protects my energy system from all kinds of disturbances.
that's right.
When I measure, I wear it because it protects me when I'm measuring somebody who may be sick or something like that. I can
Yeah.
protect myself. Or if I'm measuring a house or some
Mhm.
energy lines in the earth, it protects me as I'm working.
Yeah.
Um, it's great when you're like traveling and things like that, and you're just not in your own
Yeah.
environment.
I
And
love it. Yeah, I want to get one. It's
jewelry is pretty amazing.
yeah.
And that's kind of where these intuitive amulet sessions have come from. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, I can create this more intentional design for people
Yeah,
that's specific to their energy systems,
that's right.
and using shapes. That's why I put the triangle in yours and the
Yeah.
moon in yours. the different
Love it.
alchemy. You're like,
I
yeah.
love
So
it so much. I want to like live in it, but then I'm like, I don't want anything to happen to it because I'm like use my hands a lot. So I only have I like when I go into meditation or when I'm doing a reading, and so it's
yeah,
very
yeah,
I can't wear it all the
yeah.
time because I think I could damage it.
I think
Yeah,
it's pretty sturdy. Yeah.
powerful, so powerful. Yeah, no, well, yeah, no, it is. It's solid, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So yeah, I mean, yes. So you guys watching out there, get your amulet session from Caitlin and get your special piece of jewelry, like your, signature to help. Because I feel like this is a protector too, because you put those symbols that I resonate with. And so it does protect my energy field as well. And that's like the protection is so we don't resonate with a negative frequency, because that's how your body can go at, because that, like we mentioned earlier, everything is energy. And we don't, if we have holes in our energy field, our toroidal field. It's really bad with words.
Turtle.
We're turtle.
Yeah,
What
the
did I
turtle
say?
field.
Oh, Pythagoras. I was going to have you
Oh, you said Pythagoras.
But anyway, so
No,
yeah.
you said it in a totally different way. I loved it. That was great.
But yes, our field, we can get holes in it, and then that's where actually that dirty frequencies can get into our, body, and then create like bladder, or kidney, or like there can be dysfunctions in the body because that lower frequency energies from the EMFs got into our body. So
well, and it's also if you create more life force in your home and around your body, lower entities
that
cannot dwell in.
nope.
They are not comfortable. So
Nope.
this is the whole thing too about raising the life force on the land, because there's a whole thing with mapping power spots too, and finding the power spots on your land and then connecting them and creating these high frequency zones. And then like I have a fire circle where I do ceremonies, and it's everything is the number 16 is represented in many placements. The number even from the center out is a sacred number, 144. So that's like everything is aligned in the directions. Everything is, so it's giving this high frequency. So when people come in the fire circle, they're like, whoa, they get, what it does is centers your energy. And when you're centered in your energy field, then you can thrive.
Yeah.
And you can connect.
And like you said,
deep ways.
Entities, which there are entities in the other dimensional spaces that can.
We are surrounded by spiritual beings. Can we just acknowledge that?
Yes, thank you. Can we just acknowledge that? Like
so basic. It's like, why are we questioning it? That's just, understand. We're surrounded by ancestors. We are surrounded by spiritual beings.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the whole thing with the Neteru. They were nature spirits. They were never gods and goddesses.
Right.
Originally, they were nature spirits. They represented different aspects of nature that were all around us.
Yeah.
That we could access.
Yeah.
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 So I just, it's like,
oh yes,
we want the good.
We have
you got to get intentional. You got to get conscious. Only light can be around me.
That's right. And that's really
important. Make sure that you didn't let ones in maybe when you were a child, or because we're not taught about energy either, as children. So we sometimes allow lower frequency energies in because we lived in a house or whatever, that was haunted or had negative spirits around us, or so there's all these ways.
Or is an abusive environment. And so when you're, squashed as a kid, those lower entities come in and basically feed off of. So
it's amazing.
Aware of that is so important. Yeah. And that's what biogeometry.
Well, and that's really about consciousness. What consciousness is really understanding am I ruled by things around me, or am I really in charge of my own energy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then part of the centering effect of biogeometry is it really helps you feel your boundary, like with all of it,
Yeah.
because you're in your center. So it's like,
Powerful.
I know now when something comes in that's like not mine,
Yeah. Yeah. Me
and you
too.
clear it
Yeah.
right away, just like, no, out.
That's right. And that's
Yeah.
really important to get to that. So that, yeah, you're right. That is like getting in
Yes.
tune with your own energy, your own every, being, and recognize the energies that are coming into your space. And if and you've trained yourself and your intuition and all that, then you'll recognize it immediately. Like, nope, you're not welcome here.
Yeah.
Only light and love is invited into my space, like you had said. So
Yeah.
yeah, super exciting. Yeah, I love this biogeometry because it's the same as any it's like it's just another tool. It's like it's a powerful tool,
Another tool.
another
It's
tool,
a
like
powerful
their
tool.
healing technique, energy. There's lots of different energy
Yeah.
healing techniques, but this one's really powerful because for me, we're in human bodies and we do like to see things and comprehend things because we're in the human body. Can just go in energy space. I don't really need that physical, but it does help too. I find it like, so the visual of the shapes, knowing how it works, the visual of colors and numbers, and I've seen your graph, because you brought your tools with you, and so it helps connect. Oh, that's what we were going to talk about, the left and right side of the brain. So those shapes and numbers, they connect. Something helps us in these human bodies connect, and then that makes it even more powerful. So what you were saying about we operated more our right side of the brain.
Yeah. In ancient times, they were more right brain dominant.
Yeah, which
And with the
is
right side of the brain helps you to connect to the other dimensions
yeah,
also. So
yeah.
being more in tune spiritually with all these dimensions and subtle energy levels. But we've gradually moved towards like the left dominating brain, which is like the taskmaster, just like, okay, what do I need to do? This, that, the other. Very, very literal, very, I don't know. It's boring.
Yeah.
I mean, we need it. We need both.
Yeah, we need both.
But there's this emphasis on the left now where it's like, and we're trying to reconnect to all these different things, but really it's about reconnecting and balancing the right and left hemispheres. So, being in the spirit and being in the physical, recognizing. So if you got all this brain fog and distraction and, and you're not accessing these other dimensions, we can all access these dimensions.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's
clear
amazing.
out the clutter, clear the weeds, and see path.
Yeah. No, and live a healthy, vibrant, clear, spaced life. It's important. I like as many tools in my spiritual toolbox I can, fit in there.
Yeah.
Infinite.
Exactly.
Yeah, amazing. So let's see. So what kind of shapes can you recommend, like for us right now, to quickly clear our energy space? For people watching, for myself. So like, what is a quick, like, oh my God, this person is pissing me off I'm in the grocery store and they just slam my cart with which has happened before. Someone cut in front of me with their cart. This was a while ago, but I don't get mad. I've really perfected not getting mad, but sometimes, I do. And same with driving out there. Actually, that's the only place I curse people because it's so fun, because I'm always like, peaceful, I send them love and light, but I do, I'm always complaining. I'm like, what a stupid driver that person is. Light and love, light and love.
Bless you,
Bless
sucker.
you. Namaste. my new yeah, I want to create a shirt like, yeah, no, I shouldn't say it on here. It's like, yeah, that's the R-rated comedy version. Light and love, motherfucker.
Asshole.
Light and love, asshole. The spiritual. We're still in human bodies.
Yeah,
We're trying. We're trying. But say I need to clear really quick, and so can I
well,
put
I mean, there's
shape on my hand, or do I do a shape on my heart, like to quick?
I mean, I think visualizing shapes is amazing, and you can project them out at people. Like if someone's
Okay.
like, doing something, you can project the Vesica Pisces out at them.
Okay.
Just the half circle. It's like the intersection of two circles, like the MasterCard sign, that center part, half circle,
Yeah.
half circle. Or
Yeah.
do it with your hands. Just feel like
that's what I was. Okay, awesome.
put on my cat when he's sketched out. I do it on his back, and I do the infinity symbol. The infinity symbol is really good for clearing past, present, future with lineage. So if you're having
just do it in front of
stuff.
yourself and clockwise, the infinity, or no, I guess it's both. Start
clockwise,
out clockwise.
They talk about doing it on your arm, like your other arm, your right finger, and then you kind of make a pattern infinity on your other arm.
Okay. Yep. Oh, I love that. Okay. I'm clearing. Yeah.
Feel like you're under some kind of attack, surrounding yourself with the pentagram. Is a great one. The pentagram
I like
for
that.
emotional energy, and also protection from psychic attack.
Okay. That's amazing.
Sorry.
So that's for a quick energy, clear, if you're feeling like someone's, like grumpy and it's coming into or a psychic attack. Yeah. So do the infinity signs on each arm, or just do the those half moons intersecting.
Vesica Pisces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when you're on the electronics, you stand up and put your arms up in the air when you stand up and go, ooh. The sound clears the upper chakras. When you clear the upper chakras, you clear the lower chakras. Raising your arms also keeps helps to clear the upper chakras. And that sound vibration, because also sound is a part of this as well. We didn't even talk about, but sound frequency is definitely
really
a tool. Yeah. Another tool.
Yeah. And that does work. And
like
woo. Yeah.
It does. It really, and it's just like, pat yourself down. Electric, clear electric with patting yourself down and doing the who sound. There's a great one for the space. And you imagine this golden net. Yeah. Because of course we're in this net of energy, and it's a 16 on one side, 16 squares, and then 19 on the other. So these are the sacred number combinations. This is an ancient practice they used to do in Egypt. And you go from below, and I do this with people too, because we can all hold different parts of the net. But you sieve through your space. You sieve through your body and your space, and you slowly just imagine the golden mesh is like sieving all the entities out. And then when you get to the top, you hold it in one hand. You imagine this is all,
this is all in vision. Your third eye. Imagine,
so
and it's all in
your magical lighter, and you light it, right? However you light it, light the bundle, and then you throw it towards the ocean. And that's a powerful way to clear your space.
It's so powerful, because you showed me how to do that a while back, and I did, and it's just like it's because if you don't want to burn sage or Palo Santo, so it's a good energetic without having to burn anything to clear your space. Yeah. And it worked. It felt so much lighter in my house. The golden net, burn it and then tossed it to the ocean. Yeah. Super powerful.
Yeah. So it's a great way to clear the space in your bodies. And also, if you're doing it with a group, you all come into the center and one person holds it and then lights it.
Mm-hmm.
And that can get everyone kind of on the same page
Mm-hmm.
before you start a meeting or a,
I like that.
you know,
Yeah.
or like the moon circles and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
yeah.
Yay. Oh, well, thank you so much, Caitlin. Well, probably need to wrap it up. Let me see if there's any
Fun,
minute. What's that?
fun, I said.
It was fun. Yes, I mean, I just love this because I'm so drawn to it, so I was like just reading up on it on the website, and which I'll post. So you guys listening out there, and if you have any questions, please put it in the comments in this video and ask us, ask Caitlin questions. I will also put the website, because you can only get trained in the biogeometry through this website, right? So you can't be a teacher yourself. You can become a practitioner and do the work, right? But you can't teach it. So the only place to become a practitioner and learn biogeometry is at the website. So, and I'll put that in the links below.
And then there's also one other institution in North Carolina, I think Asheville, Carolina, called the Wassaka Institute.
Oh,
and that is the only other place that offers the training. But because of the pandemic, they went online. So before you would have to just go to one of the places, like they would teach at Asheville.
Wow.
And everyone in the United States would go over there because they're international, they go all over the world teaching. So, but now it's online. So you can go.
Amazing. I love online. I'm taking my in-depth herbal course online, and I wouldn't, it's just easier for me because I'm a hermit. So I like that I can do everything at home. So amazing. Okay. So there's those two places. So I'll put that information in, and then where can people get a hold of you, Caitlin, to get a beautiful amulet or a astrology reading, because you're amazing at channeling through information through a astrology chart, and you do several you do different packages for readings. And so where can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, I mean, I've taken this biogeometry and applied it to a lot of the practices. So it's all about harmonizing. So harmonizing your chart energies, using the tools of the amulet to harmonize your energy field. So all of that is available on my website, CaitlinRossOdom.com. And then you can see the amulet sessions. You could see other things that I offer over there.
Awesome. And of course, I'm putting all the information in the description. And of course, you can get a hold of me through at JamaiSansaray.com. That's my website, but I'll put that all down there below as well. And let me see. I'm just going to look really quick, make sure I didn't miss any questions. I think that was, we did. We covered a lot. So I just love this. We could probably do a whole nother video, which we because I'll study more and come up with more questions, and we'll get on again and do it. I love it. So thank you, Caitlin. Always fun to connect with you. And so we will see you guys later. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching till the end. Please like, subscribe, and share this video, and go check out Caitlin's YouTube as well. She's just getting that started, and mine's
just getting started. Not much to
please subscribe. So if you resonated with this content. All right, sending everybody love out there, and we'll see you later. Bye for now.